What up, gangstars? It's your girl Giovanna, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you 5 ways of how to be extroverted if you're a creative introvert. And so if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and I'm going to go ahead and dive right on in. What's crazy is that most creatives are introverted. And what's even more crazier is that I'm actually really an introvert. And I know some of you are watching this like, girl, you speak on stages, you run businesses, you go to social events, you do this, you like to dance, blah, 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 blah. But I am super introverted. I get super nervous and I get anxiety in social situations. And then I've also had peers, creative peers specifically, say like, man, people tell me I need to be more extroverted, or man, like I wish I was more extroverted. Maybe I could sell more art. Maybe I could put myself out there. I don't like promoting myself, whatever it is. And so in this video, I really want to talk about how you can be more extroverted because it's something that I believe that you practice. And so for me, like as a kid, I was super shy, like super shy. I wouldn't like place my order at restaurants. I wouldn't talk to people that like open the door for me. I was just super shy. If anybody talked to me, I'd get like beet red. I'd start sweating profusely everywhere. And so I was just super shy as a kid. And my first job was actually at Red Robin, which is a restaurant. And I worked as a hostess, worked my way up as a waitress, and did 7 years in the restaurant industry. And so it was there that I really got to practice and hone in on my social skills, because I learned then like, oh, like when people hold the door open for you, like use your manners. Like I used to start hating when people didn't say thank you when I'd open the door, but I used to be one of those people because I was super shy, super introverted and whatnot. And I learned early on that like I had to observe and practice being extroverted. And so really all it comes down to is just practice. It's all about just turning on what I like to call your extroverted switch. And so it's something that I've built and practiced over time, and it's just by observation. You basically just turn on this switch because you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta put yourself out there. You gotta be more social. If you wanna be successful, gangster, creative, you gotta learn how to turn on this switch. So the first way that you can practice being more extroverted is by actually putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. And I know you're probably again like, girl, no way. Why would I want to put myself in uncomfortable situations? I want to be in comfort. As introverts, we want to be in comfort, and just kind of being ourselves is like what's comfortable to us. And so what I'm going to challenge you to do is put yourself in uncomfortable situations. And so like say you're out and about, you know, you're at like a party, or maybe you're like at a cafe on your computer, you see a hot guy walk by, you see a hot girl walk by. This is an opportunity to put yourself in an awkward situation. Get up, go over there and talk to that person. I know that sounds scary, but the more you do this, the more it's gonna come a little bit more natural. I don't think the nervousness and the anxiety will go away completely, but again, you just gotta put yourself out there. Another example would be like meeting 3 people at a party. I've talked to many creative introverts, and they say they hate going to parties, they hate meeting new people, they hate talking to people. But next time you go to a party, challenge yourself to talk to 3 people and actually meet them, have a conversation, get to know them, connect with them on Instagram, Facebook. You know, actually talk to people and meet people. Another example of putting yourself in an awkward situation is when you're at a party, when you're at a gathering, when you're at the club. Actually go on the dance floor and dance, you know? It's really not that hard because no one is really watching or caring, because everyone's there just to have a good time. And so I know a lot of introverts that would never want to be in the spotlight, that would never want to go out on the dance floor. If you're one of those people, I challenge you to go do that and do a little something. Even call a collector, call a client of yours that you haven't spoke to in a while and see how they're doing. See if there's anything that you can do to help them. Maybe you can refer somebody else to them, just see how they're doing. Get on the phone. This is such a block for introverts. It was a huge one for me, and it still is to this day, but I know I have to like put myself in that uncomfortable situation. But get on the phone, call your client, call your collector, and see how they're doing. The second way that you can be more introverted is actually practicing small talk. Again, that's like a far away thing for what an introvert wants to do with small talk. I know, I'm sorry, But the catch is, practice small talk when you know the conversation is gonna end soon, like where you know the conversation has to be short. And now you're probably like, what do you mean by that? So for example, when you're in line to get like a coffee, to get food or whatever, like you're in a line somewhere behind or in front of people, use that opportunity to talk to the person next to you. You can be like, oh, hey, that croissant looks good. Or maybe they're looking at something, you're like, hey, I've had one of those before, you should definitely get that. Small talk. I'm not telling you to hold a whole conversation, just practice putting yourself out of that comfort zone and just talking to people. Maybe it's the waiter or waitress that comes to your table. I know for me, like that was something that was scary, just like holding conversations with strangers, even though they were my waiter or waitress. See how they're doing, see how their day's been. Like, what do they do outside of waiting tables, blah, blah, blah. Get to know them, just small chat, because you know that the conversation's gonna end when you leave your table. When you get in the elevator, you know that's gonna be an even shorter conversation that you can actually have, because the elevators go by fast. So when you're in the elevator, someone's in there, hey, how's your day going? Good, da, da, da. Oh, you're going to the 5th floor? What's on the 5th floor? Boom, and then they get to 5th floor in 5 seconds. It's like, all right, maybe I'll see you around, peace out. Easy ways to practice small talk. You know the conversation is gonna end soon. The third way that you can be more extroverted is by actually being observant and practicing what other extroverts do. Now this is like my secret weapon, honestly, for how I've practiced and got to like build my extroverted switch, is just by observing and actually practicing what I see. Of course, when I see extroverts that do things I don't feel like fit in my personality, then I won't do that. But there's a lot of things that you can see and observe and be like, hey, I like how they did that. Hey, I like how they had this conversation with somebody. I like how they approached somebody. I like how they went out and did this, or I like how like they're so bubbly, whatever it is. Take what you like and see how you can incorporate into yourself and just practice that and observe and kind of basically practice and take in behaviors that you're not used to. Again, this is all just being uncomfortable, but the more that you do it, the easier it actually gets. But again, I can't promise you that the whole anxiety and fear will go away completely. But if you want to be a successful gangSTAR creative, if you want to, thrive and succeed in business and life, then you're gonna have to learn how to turn this switch on. And so when you watch other people the next time you go out to a restaurant, maybe it is your waiter, or maybe you're at an art show and you see another artist that is actually an extroverted artist and they're doing cool things and they're talking to the people and they're making sales, like maybe you can see how they're doing that. Just be observant and see what behaviors other people have that you like, that you feel like you can embody in yourself and add into your little toolkit for that extroverted switch. The fourth way you can be more extroverted is to just watch my other video that's actually linked in the description below of the 5 ways that you can talk to anybody if you're an introverted creative. I would just spill it out right here, but just go watch the video. It's super quick, super simple stuff. 5 ways you can easily just talk to anybody if you feel like any of these steps are just like, I can't even get to the part where I'm actually opening my mouth. So let's go to the video that's in the link below, and you can practice the 5 ways that you can just talk to anybody, and then you can incorporate everything that I'm talking about in this video. And then the 5th way that you can be more extroverted, this one's my favorite, and I've kind of already said it in this video, is to practice. You have to practice being an extrovert. If you want to be more extroverted, you have to practice being extroverted. You have to build that toolkit so that you can turn on that, what I call extroverted switch. You have to practice having that small talk. You have to practice having those characteristics that you've observed that you want to embody yourself. You have to practice being outgoing. You have to practice just being an extrovert. You have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations, because to be extroverted as an introvert is super uncomfortable, and you just have to just go with it and just admit and be okay with the fact that this is who I am, this is not gonna feel good, but really, what's the worst that can happen in this situation? If anything, you're gonna learn from it, you're gonna grow from that, and you're gonna be this much closer to being your best self. So again, at a high level, put yourself in awkward, uncomfortable situations. Number 2, practice small talk when you know the conversation's gonna end soon. Number 3, adopt opposite behaviors and be observant and practice what you see in other extroverts that you can embody in yourself. Number 4, refer to my video of the 5 ways you can talk to anybody if you're an introverted creative, and the links in the description below. And number 5, practice. Practice, 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 practice. It's the only way. So if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because I'm gonna be posting more videos just like this to give value to you so you can be a gangSTAR creative, so you can thrive in both business and life, because I'm on a mission to annihilate the status quo of the starving artist. No more, no more, no more. And what you can expect on this channel is videos like this where I'm giving tactics and values, I'm doing art stuff, I'm doing lifestyle stuff. It's all awesome content that's gonna help you become a better and bigger gangSTAR creative. See you in the next video. A lot of I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this.